This first one, I'm gonna start off with the intense one. So I'm probably gonna get really into it. It's an angry poem. It represents violence and war and self-harm, so everyone's warned.
Yeah.
Okay. When we choose quiet. Rancid, sniveling, blood-bloated coward, half dead on the ground, screaming, "Doctors, please, I can't stand the pain." And he shrieks with tears when the medics are elsewhere, overdosed on adrenaline, with their hearts beating through scalpel cuts on their arms. They could have even won the battle if he paid attention, if his shrieking didn't cut through the ones covering his head, leaving him covered in them and the only one conscious for another hour. And still the medics took him in and nearly bled out of their own accord, and he was deemed a hero for his service. And she can't stand to stand in a room with broken lights, so total darkness is foreign to her. And she can't go outside without protecting her eyes, so overwhelmed vision is foreign to her. And she won't dare set foot in his room, possessions strewn about like a graveyard, so untidy, and meaningless words are foreign to her. So she's never walked across a bridge and wondered if the water would be too cold to taste, so she's never been a sister to her therapist on their phone calls. So she's never expected less of him when he was beyond human contact, so she's never asked about the thin scars on his arm since he came home from the army. So she wails when broken up with by her source of excess pleasure. He listens and he's up all night for her sake, and he never wanted to re-relate family. He never wanted her to be the one to kill his thoughts and clean his wounds. He never needed anyone to kill his thoughts and clean his wounds. He's never told that his thoughts and his wounds need to be managed like a bulging, broken heart. He doesn't care for pretty little words or sorry, thoughtful staring or the things he gives problematically. Like crystallized honey left out an even coronated better alternative, okay, Sherlock, like effortless standard computer-generated political speech. Like unended, unreceiving, unrelenting, polished, sparkly, violently helpful, get better soon cards. Not unlike his oldest study is the case of cars rolling by and their eyes standing over him like a broken thing, and the ocean falls from the sky again, and his body never set aside time to learn how to hold its breath, and it frustrates him. And he shouldn't align to more than a breathing black-purple mass of flesh is a deeply broken thing, so aside from human shape and undeserving and too infrequent and small for its own name, so unfortunate in proportion and bulge and distribution of blood, whose naive, unfearful existence made him a wizard of uncertain, dangerous powers when he was only a child, whose tiny pupils could never understand the religious radiance of an airheaded human hot day, whose hands are too cold to ever feel the teasing wateriness of a white painting fence, or the warmth of a human face but to only make it shiver too. Like a boy who hides behind the tapestry, he embroiders further until midnight at least, like a boy whose efforts fail because his arms are now too weak to throw, like a boy who still thinks he's growing up faster than he ever did. Like a boy who speaks in metaphors and tongues and horrible fucking commercial, compulsive, polished, sparkly, violently helpful, get better soon cards. Like a boy who never wanted it to go this way. Like a boy whose inconsequential marks should take after the concept of a man to help compensate for the pain of the dying. But like a man who has been through only hell and what he has never dreamed of. But like a man grown up and experienced in means that he won't ever imagine with real raw feeling. So like a man who does not think in terms of black and purple and only feels it and doesn't see it. Or like a man isn't the first thought of being brave enough to admit it. But like a man who sees his sister, not a higher, lower message of fiction. Neither man, boy, or woman asks for my stories, figments, sorrows, now anyway, child. Fuck. That was my submission for the rant unit of my creative writing class in high school. I was not allowed to edit it. My next one is a different tone, also for that same class, but for the personal essay unit. It is titled, I Watch You. Why do you get to be so special? I found an acorn and a very nice lady. I found a warm tree to hide me from the falcons. On its branch now I watch you, so very intently. What makes you think the sunlight should circle you like bumblebees? What makes you think the puddles should take to the sky before your feet? I found an acorn and a very nice lady, and I am content. Why couldn't God have a bushy velvet tail? He could hop between the boughs of trees while you insufficient fools do ground dweller things. How could something so cruel and lawless reflect a creator who makes dandelions fly and leaves fall every year when they pass? Why shouldn't God be a bit smaller than you? He could be watchful of all living things, whether they fly or dig. He could care about livelihoods you might not know about. He could sneak up on you and run away, too fast to catch. Why do you get to speak so loudly? Why do you get to control all our homes? Why do I have to go farther to find food when you don't want to see anything but green? Why do the birds have to leave the nest they made? Why can't you even spare a gift tree? Why are you scared to share with me if you understand me so much better than I do? Where do you get the pride of a hawk from? You can't run through brambles without falling or bleeding. Your teeth are all blunt. You can't bear for them to touch dirt. You can't whisper little secrets and let them stay where they live. You can't watch the sky turn warm with the songs of cicadas and not wonder why it is that you stand there. You can't even jump as high as you can stand. Why do you get to be so special? I found an acorn and a very nice lady. I found a warm tree to hide me from the falcons. In its shade now I fall asleep, and no fear still weighs me down. What makes you think you must be more than a pause in the wind on a burning day? What makes you think the daisies grow just to brush against your feet? I found an acorn and a very nice lady, and I am content.
That was 6 minutes.
6 minutes?
You can-
Maybe I can fit in my short one.
Thank you, time.
2 minutes left.
Alright. This one's a little jaunty. Hear how the colors here dance arm in arm. Watch how the world fades to sound. Take in the scent of a bread so fermented is the most sought resource around. Pick out the strings that were played by romantics, round-based, tipped over stem. Watch as the men kiss their wives, leave for war, leaving nothing but his clothes for her to hem. Listen for the sounds of night, pronounce, no empty silence, laughing as the crickets made their love. Writing in a book of yellow pages, fibers stained with ink, and dreaming soon of singing like a dove. Take me back to when I would need nothing.
Woohoo!